The game presents an interesting proposal where to meet the objectives, the player must make their own decisions and fully participate in an interactive, every moment taking actions to promote peace, generating that the action carried out by the players also recreate them in real life and become part of their lifestyle, so that in the future we all have peace.
The characters are controlling according to the instruction given by the player to interact with the rest of the players since in the game. Important that the players interact with each other in order to develop a healthy social life by carrying out action of peace. Bad actions in the game also exist since if it constantly perform action that do not help to promote and every model of peace, they will lose life points and the life points end the game. It will restart that they will have to start from beginning, however, in order not to reach their points. Players will be able to recover life points by taking actions that promote a culture of peace.
Only this key needed the player can also decide which skill to have his character develop, such as cooking mechanics, physics, logic, and creativity. These are essential to be able to ascend in the games that the player decides, as well as to do the daily things of their lives better and better, such as cooking or repairing. In addition, in activities they will be present with problems so that they can solve them in a good way. Building the event that they cannot be solved in a good way, life points will lower it.
The first thing to do to develop the application is to plan the graphics and at the same time write the script or the actions that the characters will be performed for this. The type of programming that will be chosen will be in HTML5 through the Unity 3DL platform. It is an interface that will be facilitate the relation of it. Later, if help is needed for the part of online interaction, a team specialized in it will be requested later. Having a ready application, it will be launched in Google Play and App Store so that user can download it easily and have the control of downloads. For the advertising field application, we will have promote in various social networks such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and other games. To attract a greater number of players, since it will be for users from 12 to 18 years of age, with the purpose to promoting a change in the peace of life of young people, transforming life and making a difference in the world. Beginning to raise awareness, promote peace based in games and teachings. Now, speak in the field of economy. The means of entry will be through donations, collaborations, government endorsements, and games. Although the cost is not yet will be defined, it is close to that this development cost around 24,000 pesos.
Our visualization of if everything goes wrong starts from the point where developing the game is difficult, in the sense that it takes more time and money invested. In this case, someone would have to make a greater investment, in the sense that it will work. It could happen that we as teenagers would not have great impact with large platforms or other games to advertise.
So it may not have the expected impact, and even if they decide to advertise it, it may not be in the public interest, or that it does not reach the people that we expected, or they simply see it as one game among others, and if it might attract some people, it could be the case that it bores them and that they eliminate it.
If this is the case, there will be no donations or the expected success, so other games and social networks stop sponsoring it, and if this happens again, it will have to make a major investment in paying the little advertising they could do. In addition to that investment, will also have to go to the programmers, which is supposed to be a shared sum of money.
It will be difficult to find a programmer who is willing to receive that a shared sum of money in exchange for time invested. Many will say that if you are aware that if you do, you could have a share in the fight for peace. You would but probably because the word game is involved, no one will take it in serious, and perhaps the interface is not attractive at all.
If this is the case, there will be no donations or the expected success, so other games and social networks stop sponsoring.
Which will mean more capital invested in developing a new one of also paying the programmer and designer, which will lead use exactly the same thing as described before.
So our visualization in 15 years is that the game is no longer even remembered among the few people who will download it, in addition to the fact that we did not reach to expect users and we did not abide the expect deadline.
In conclusion, if the game were to fail with everything we have planned, it would not surprise us since we have alternate plans that could correct the problems we have seen. Since in this way we avoid the butterfly effect and focus more on improving our product.
To start, the project will have already gained momentum and we have management to reach more people, helping more than 90% of the users.
Besides, he managed to become a company and he have found investors who helped use expand to Latin America. The demand for your app is so great that it will soon expand to the rest of the world.
Over time, we also managed to position ourselves in the top 3 in games and in the top 1 in the games we will cause, and we will discover that our main users are teenagers or university students, so we can focus a little more on them.
He currently have between 100 and 1000 downloads a day, and more than 75% of the people who download it end up becoming a regular users. Besides, the app has modifications such as being able to change the language which he need when he expands to Latin America.
In the end, our app obtained good results and there are more of users, so the app goes for more and better things.